When I was hired, cardiovascular disease was our #1 killer. While cardiovascular disease is still a risk for us, it's not at #1 anymore. Now it's cancer.
We realize that once you're on the fire ground, there is an exposure to carcinogenic agents everywhere.
We don't know how long this takes to affect you, and a lot of people think it can take years and years and years of exposure, but we're finding out more that that's not the truth.
But one of the things that's not well understood is the biological mechanisms that increase our cancer risk. In other words, like, why does it happen to us?
Coming into this, I knew that cancer was a risk, so when that doctor came in and tells you the news that you do in fact have cancer, it's shocking. Obviously, as a 27-year-old, you never expect that to be the case. I think for a lot of people, especially in our profession, you kind of feel invincible.
I just happened to be at a first district meeting when I got the phone call of the diagnosis. Perfect timing, it was roundtable. So I looked at all my brothers and sisters in the room and with a broken heart told them of the diagnosis, and immediately the support of CPF members was apparent.
The community is rallying around a 27-year-old National City firefighter recently diagnosed with cancer.
The support I received throughout my battle was honestly incredible. I had the chief of the fire department in my hospital room. I had the union president calling me, visiting me. I had trucks that were coming from National City to my hospital room. The local was there from the minute of the arm break until I was back at work for full duty. Knowing that we have presumptive laws in California that were pushed through by the CPF, by the IAFF, it took a tremendous amount of stress off of me.
Recovering from cancer is a very expensive endeavor, and so cities are going to look to shed their liability when they can. So within our agency in National City Firefighters, we provide the personal exposure reporting to each one of our members using union dollars.
When you have that PER, you have a record of every single exposure, of every diesel exposure, fire, everything that goes in is basically just a deck of cards that you can hand over to the city, and it makes your claim that much easier.
Research is a big part of getting the answers to what the tools are going to look like, what screening is going to work best. UC Davis is right here in the middle of Sacramento in our local. I learned that they are a comprehensive cancer center. Here we are today, we're engaged in a research project with them, studying cancer biomarkers and trying to identify a threshold or a number for a potential screening test. Initially, they were hoping to get 300 firefighters enrolled. We had such a great and overwhelming response of our firefighters wanting to participate. They increased funding, and we've increased that number to 500. Utilizing the folks at CPF, Kevin Green and the Ledge team, that really helped bring all this together. It wasn't me, it was just a collective effort and all these people wanting to help, and then just kind of getting everyone on the same page and then made it happen.
There's been all kinds of great research done around the US and around the world when it comes to quantifying firefighters' cancer risk and trying to develop interventions. One of the things that's so special about AB 700 is that it's focused on our occupational exposures as California firefighters.
That is ground zero for us here in California, and now it's up to the CPF to take it to the next level. Early detection, prevention, pursuing and funding where possible research within our UC system.
And the legislation actually requires that the research be done in a community-based participatory research fashion. It requires that the UC Office of the President work with FireScope in order to develop a research funding mechanism for the University of California to fund research studying the key characteristics of carcinogens as it relates to firefighters' occupational exposures. Because if you don't have the fire service at the table during the planning stages of research, it's just not going to go right.
We can't afford to sit on the sideline when it comes to the fight against cancer. And we are going to focus and do everything within our power to bring more support, more treatment, more early detection, and more screening to our members than anywhere else in the world.